Hey YouTube, wanted to make a video here for you. I'm going to work on just painting some details. I just finished up this U30, and just to give you a quick look, painted the steps and the guardrails here on the back. Now there's a lot of touch-up I'm going to do. I'll come back with a razor and just clean up anywhere that I went over with the paint. And then I'm probably going to sand down some spots on the handrails because there's a few spots I'm not quite proud of. And they're just kind of bubbling up and stuff. So anyways, that's what it looks like. It looks pretty good. I have two, as you've seen in previous videos, I have two of the Dash 9s. I'm going to take this first Dash 9. They have the same road number. That's eventually going to change. I just got to find the right sticker set, and I'm going to start painting everything on here like we did with the U30. And I kind of did the U30 because I don't really use it as much for a layout as I will for these Dash 9s. So I want the Dash 9s to be about as good as I can get. So I did my test on the U30. It turned out pretty good. The paints I'm using, we're just using Tester's white enamel. Nothing special at all for this one. Actually, this is flat white, so I guess maybe that helps. I also brought over the flat yellow. And prototypically, I don't know that the flat yellow really works on the model anywhere, but I just got it out just in case. I'm using some reference photos, and I don't see any yellow, but I already had it out. So I also have some brush cleaner. Have that handy, especially if you're going to be changing colors. You want to make sure to get the brush dry and clean. I also brought over an aluminum color, and I'm thinking about maybe painting the wheel sets, but it's going to be between this aluminum and this one right here. It's Burnt Umber, and I've seen several people in the past use Burnt Umber as a really good way to you know, paint different things. One of the main things I want to paint with it is the chains on the front and on the back of these models for the guardrails. I'm also going to paint different parts along the faces. Now I've got snow plows for all of these models. I have not installed them yet, and I also have horns that I need to put back on the Dash 9s, and the horn from the U30 actually fell off. I don't think it was glued when I got it, but these are all Kato models. But the horn fell off the front. I don't know if you can see the two little holes, but I'm just going to glue that back on, but I may end up painting it first so it looks a little bit better. Now this is going to look like this for a little bit, but I'm actually going to try to weather these models here over the next week or so. I'm going to go get some supplies to weather them. Big shout out to Monster Railroad. He's kind of giving me a lot of good ideas for weathering, so I'm going to try to be doing some of his stuff. But I'm just going to mix the paint up real quick, and when I'm done with this and I've got everything painted up, I'm going to take some pictures of them so you guys can see them. Probably even do that after I do the cleanup with the X-Acto knife. But I had this paint sitting for a while, and so it needed some attention. It really was gummed up, but it seems to be working pretty good right now. So I'm just going to stir it up real quick, make sure it's ready to go, and then just have a really fine brush, which I got from Hobby Lobby. I got a set of like 6 of them. It was like $4. I keep getting these. By the way, if you guys want to do something cool, go register on Hobby Lobby with your email address on their website. They will send you a 40% off coupon every week, and you can use it once a day every week, or actually once a purchase. And sometimes when I need extra supplies, I'll have my wife go and use one, and I'll use one the same day as I'm coming home from work. So they know the gig. They know that we're doing that. It's not like it's dishonest or anything, and they accept it. And 40% off all these materials and stuff makes this a much cheaper hobby. They don't have models per se. They don't have anything good in N-scale or even HO anymore. They pretty much kind of dropped all that stuff. So I don't go for them for actual hobbies, just the hobby supplies. And I would save myself a ton of money, especially when you're trying to get a bigger ticket item, like, you know, if you want a soldering gun, or you want you know, an airbrush, something like that. It's everything in the store 40% off with that. So but it's only one item. So what I do is I go and get one item every day. I get one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I don't do it all the time, obviously, because I don't need that many supplies, but anytime I need something, I go and pick it up. Picked up a cutting mat, and ended up getting the cutting mat for super cheap. You know, so those are just an idea for you guys. I've started up here on the top, and it's hard. I can already tell this paint's not flowing quite the way I want it to, but I'm going to make do. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see too well, but it's a little bit splotchy. It's not too bad. And this takes a little bit. If you're not careful, you're gonna get it on everything behind it. But I actually don't go with the flow. I kind of go cross grain on this so it can pick the paint up. And then once it's got the paint, I just kind of smooth it out. And then, like I said, I'll be going back and touching up with sandpaper if I need to. But anyways, like I said, I got 2 -9s. I'm going to try to get them both done today. And then this week I'm going to be starting to work on my layout finally. I've been going back and forth with all kinds of different ideas for layouts. And I finally did some measurements in the living room and decided that I'm going to stick with doing a 2x4 layout, which is half size of what a typical HO layout is. And the reason for that, it'll actually give me more trackage because in scale is actually more than half the size of HO, so I'll actually have more line running. And the other piece of it is I really want to model, if anybody's been following the model railroader, really want to try to do the Virginian Railway that they worked on. I think that would be a beautiful model. It's simple, it's easy, they show exactly everything to do with it. And for my first real layout on my own, I think that's what I'm going to do. I may end up getting some help on the layout, just depends on how things go. But I've already got the wood. My wife's father brought some wood over, and now I'm constructing the legs at work. Most likely this week I'll start working on them. Paint's globbing up. I'm gonna go down here and get some fresh paint. Anyhow, that's just kind of an update where I'm at with my models. And I'm not going to do too much. Probably not even going to edit this video. Probably just going to upload it like it is, minus the first few seconds where I screwed it up. So, but I will probably throw in a couple of pictures to show you the final product, or maybe do a second video and show you the final product. But you can see how that's already starting to come along. And the steps, I'll show you real quickly how to do the steps, or at least how I do them. I just take it and I very, very, very lightly touch over the front of the step. Some guys kind of go over it, and which is more prototypical. But I just touch the very front of it and just let it pick up just a little bit of paint. Try to make sure it's even as far as thickness, and then I back off. Just a little bit highlights a lot, especially with white. If I was doing yellow, I'd almost have to do more because you'd really want it to show up. Southern Pacific, from all I can tell, Southern Pacific uses nothing but white for their safety color. Maybe a little bit of yellow here and there. But I'm going to stick with the white. If I need to add yellow later, I will, but I think this will work. Another thing I want to do to be more prototypical, especially with this Dash 9, is this front door. And I'll show you these steps real quick. I don't know how well you can see them, but you can see they're all highlighted the way they're supposed to. And it's not showing up on camera as good as it does in person, but it looks really good. The door, which you cannot really see the outline of, right? You can kind of see it, but it's right here on the very front. That door, that window, I'm actually going to paint black, which is going to be a little bit more prototypical. Also, the stairs, the railings going up the side here are all just painted over, and they're not three-dimensional, which is not prototypical. But instead of spending the time and money to drill the holes and put them in there at this point, I'm actually just going to paint them black, I think, as well, so it shows up. And then the number boards, I'm going to fill in the number boards when it's actually time, when I replace the 8105. I think I'm just going to take one of these, because they're both 8105s, and just turn one into 8106. Try to keep it simple. Save myself some work. But again, I got the snow plows, which I'll be installing, and then I will be going DCC, and that's going to be a transition that's going to be hard because I got to buy controllers and I got to buy everything for it. But anyways, hope you all enjoy.